When I was still on my period, before I started transitioning, something very funny and awkward at the same time happened. I was on the coach traveling from Sicily back to Romania, my birth country, with my partner back then when my period came. Bear in mind, it was a 3.5 day journey. Don't ask why we took the coach, because in my mind, I was imagining there's gonna be a lot of sightseeing. I completely forgot about motorways. We have befriended a very lovely young couple. They were sitting in front of us on the coach. At one point, I felt like I had to change my tampon, so luckily the coach just pulled in at a rest stop. It was a chance for me to also stretch my legs because I have very long legs. I had the tampon in my jeans pocket, so the couple that we have befriended had no idea that I was actually born a female because I was passing quite okay even pre-transition. I told all of them that I needed to go to the toilet, the men's toilet of course, and the guy said that he needed to go too. He ended up in the cubicle next to me. Bear in mind, I was very tired because of the limited sleep I've had. My hands were shaky and I was in deep pain. First day of period can be a nightmare. As I was taking out the tampon out of my jeans pocket, it fell out of my hand and rolled under the cubicle he was in. A deep silence followed. When my tampon fell and rolled under his cubicle, I remember seeing it falling and rolling in slow motion. I probably had a very, very terrified expression on my face. After the awkward silence that seemed to have lasted an eternity, the guy just said, "What is that?" And he instinctively kicked it back under my cubicle. Bear in mind that the guy and his girlfriend were only 19 years old. I remember that I was so embarrassed that I froze and I did not respond back to him. We both came out of the cubicles and we were washing our hands, and I actually felt the need to say something, even though thinking back now I shouldn't have, because I shouldn't have justified myself to strangers. I did not get the chance to speak. He asked me if that was a tampon, and I said yes, that is a tampon. He told me that he remembered that when he was little, his sister tried to stop a nose bleeding he was having and it just shoved the tampon up his nose. Now, by that time, I actually composed myself, so I just told him I was holding the tampon for my girlfriend because she was on her period. To this day, he and his girlfriend have no idea that I was actually trans and that I was actually the one on my period.